Hey yo, what's happening guys? It's your boy Nick Chae. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I make videos about college, lifestyle, fashion, film, and photography. If you want more videos, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. But today we're going to be talking about how I deal with stress. Now, I have just wrapped up my midterms at Princeton University. I don't usually wear Princeton merch, but this is the only shirt I have right now. But I'm back home for fall break, so I figured now is the perfect time to just kind of talk about, dealing with stress. And of course, as a college student, inevitably, that's something I'm gonna have to deal with. So if you're going through that right now, I figured I'd share some tips with you guys. So yeah, stress is inevitable. Coming from a school like Princeton, I've had my fair share of experiences with dealing with stress. On top of being an economics major, I also run a YouTube channel, I do a photography business, I'm taking 5 courses, and I have to balance social and extracurricular activities on top of all that. So yes, I know exactly what stress is, and while I don't think there's an immediate remedy to just completely get rid of it, there are some tips and tricks that I do that I think can help you guys if you're going through that right now. So first and foremost is that for me, I like to think that stress is a mentality. I tell myself this whenever I'm going through some really hard times, whether it's like midterms week or just have a lot of work to do or just have a lot of different things on my plate that I need to get done. The way that I kind of tackle stress and the way that it helps me alleviate the stuff that's on my mind is just think of it as a mentality. It's like anything else in life that you can get over, that you can overcome, just like any other obstacle. Now, in order to make a whole video talking about stress, you kind of just have to define what stress is. And for me, it is essentially just when that feeling of crap, I have so much stuff to do but not enough time. Like, if I could put it in one phrase, it'd be that. So the way to deal with that is to be proactive and put yourself in a situation where stress just isn't even an option. Now, for me, stress inevitably boils down to deadlines, right? When things are due at a certain time and you just haven't had the time to crunch it out, whether it's an essay or a paper or a problem set or whatever. Now, obviously, the best remedy for that is to plan ahead, figure out your schedule, figure out what days your essay due so that you can get it done a week or a week and a half in advance so that you don't really have to worry about that, especially because professors give you syllabuses and outline all the specific dates that are going to be required, so you know exactly ahead of time what's going to be due and what's going to be required. Now, going into college, if you haven't learned this already, procrastination will literally kill you. It is one of the biggest weaknesses for any college student to just push things off later and think that, oh, I can just do it over the weekend, oh, I can do it next week. And then next week comes and you realize, oh crap, I have to write, a 3-page, 5-page essay in a couple hours. And that's when stress boils up, and that's when you just feel like breaking down. So to wrap up this whole point, essentially just like I said, put yourself in a situation where stress isn't even an option, and having a mentality of I'm just going to be stress-free. I'm not going to let this bother me. I'm not going to let things that are out of my control affect my day, affect my personality, affect my mentality or my attitude, because letting those little things get to you is where stress eventually boils up, and that's when you're going to start to feel defeated and broken down. So let's just make it a thing and not let that happen. Now, if that doesn't work for you, then point number 2 is to find ways to cope with your stress. Now, everyone kind of has their different ways of going about this, but for me personally, the ways that I like to, decompress and not think about what's going on in my life is I like to work out, just because I think that getting into the gym and not thinking about my academic stress or anything else I have going on just allows me to put all that negative energy and focus it into just getting better, getting stronger. And those few 30 minutes or an hour that you're at the gym, you just completely forget all about that. Other people I know, they like to go for runs, they like to listen to music, they like to eat good food. Like, whatever that remedy is for you, you should find it, because like I said, there's undoubtedly going to be many points in your life where you are going to feel this certain amount of stress building up, that if you don't find healthy ways to relieve that and overcome whatever you're going through right then at that moment, it's just going to boil up and it's going to make you an unhappy person. It's just going to lead to longer term effects that you don't want impacting your mental health or your physical health. So keep that in mind. Find ways to just decompress, whatever works for you. I think another big thing for me is obviously hang out with your friends. Like, that's one of the biggest ways to relieve stress, whether it's just playing Fortnite or grabbing dinner or just going for a walk and just talking about life. Like, for me, the times that I do that with my friends back at school is when I just find ways to just vent and rant. And your friends are obviously going through the same thing, so they understand. They're like, yeah, I know that test was super hard, or yes, I know this class is just complete bullshit. But just talking with your friend and being able to relate over issues that every college student goes through, that's another great way to deal with your stress. Now, kind of the third thing is that it's okay to not be okay. I think it's a big misconception and a big stigma that everyone at school, whatever, regardless of whatever school you go to, is so on top of all their shit that like they have their academic life figured out. They know all the things that they want to do in the future. They have extracurriculars. They have a big group of friends. When in reality, that's literally not true at all. Half the people I talk to don't have any idea what they're doing with their lives. We're all on the same page. We're all in the same boat. We're all on the Titanic right now. So it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to feel frustrated. It's okay to feel pissed. It's okay to feel like you don't know what's going on in life, because honestly, who does? Like, kudos to the kids that have everything figured out and know they want to be a doctor or go to law school in 5 years and do this job and graduate with this degree or whatever. All the props to them. But for the majority of us, like, I still have no idea what I want to do, but that's okay. The more I think about like, oh my god, I have 2 more years at school, what am I going to do after I graduate, the more I spend time dwelling on that rather than focusing on what I'm passionate about right now at the moment. It's just negative energy that I don't need in my life that's just gonna hinder me from growing as a person and just reaching my full potential. College is hard. There's no getting around that. Regardless of whatever school you're at, the academic workload is a lot. So when you're at the point where you just feel like, crap, I can't do this anymore, I don't know what to do, like, it's okay. Like, we've all been there. I promise that no college student has not had a breakdown. So when you're at times like that, before it gets to a point where you can't help yourself, you know, reach out to your friends, go seek help. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. And I hate that there's such a stigma about mental health. I know our school is doing a lot to promote mental health and make that less of a stigma so that people can feel comfortable talking about it. And that's the biggest thing, is to just talk about it, whether it's with your friends, with your parents, with a counselor. Like, finding people you can trust and can open up to is going to be the best way for you to just let all that out. Because like I said, like I keep saying, it's like boiling that up inside yourself. It's not good. It's not good feng shui, you know? Like, overall, to kind of wrap up the video, this is just kind of something I wanted to get off my chest, because I know that going through midterms last week, there were points where I was like, dang, this really sucks. Like, I wish I could just not have to go through this right now. But college is college. There's no way to get around it. But what kind of like gives me a peace of mind is knowing that a lot of my friends are going through the same thing. There's no one that's not ever stressed, really. And at the end of the day, like, dwelling on things that you can't control and things that have happened in the past, what's the point, right? Like, whether it's stress or rejections or failures or whatever, I haven't talked about this, but I guess like now is a fine time to talk about it. But at the beginning of this year, I auditioned for the orchestra and I didn't make it, even though I was in it last year and I won the concerto competition. I auditioned for 2 dance groups. I got cut from both of them. I, rushed a few different frats. I didn't make any. And yeah, it was just a really brutal beating. And I felt like, I don't know what's going on. Like, why isn't my life working out? And at the end of the day, a mantra of mine and things that I emphasize on this channel is that everything happens for a reason. After all those rejections and failures, things turned out for the better. I was working on a lot new, cooler projects. My YouTube channel was popping. And I ended up being a lot happier. I was telling my friends, I'm like the Matrix, bro. I'm dodging bullets. Like, anyways, that about wraps up for this video. If you enjoy this heart to heart, make sure you guys leave me a comment down below. I do go through the YouTube Studio app and read every single one of them, so it really means the world that you guys are supporting me and appreciate the content that I'm putting out for you guys. Make sure you guys hit that post notification button for more videos coming out this week, and I will see you guys next time.